Actually, I didn't choose. I didn't choose Ayurveda. I didn't know much about it. I had come this year, exactly 20 years ago, for a friend's wedding in Hyderabad. He was marrying a girl from Bangalore, so we had 5 days of weddings in Hyderabad, and then we went down and had 5 days of weddings in Bangalore. But I'd been really busy and I was a bit stressed, and Ram organised for me to have 3 days at an Ayurveda centre just out of Bangalore. And that experience introduced me to a health regime that for me at the time was hard to comprehend. It resonated with me so strongly. It was fantastic. It was really fantastic. So after then, I then searched out and understood that Kerala is the homeland of Ayurveda. So a couple of years later, I actually came to a centre much further south. Yeah. So one of the therapists in the second Ayurveda centre that I went to down south, I'd helped 3 of them set up email accounts, and a couple of them continued to email me, once or twice a year. So this therapist emailed me to say he had moved to another centre, and that centre had bungalows on the water that he believed I would really like. So there was a dedicated centre for people coming from outside Kerala. So they were Indians or they were foreigners of some sort. He sent some photographs, and I think a year later I first came to Dhathri. To be here, and I've been subsequently, so that was in 2009, I've subsequently been, I think, 8 or 9 times, and Dhathri has become an important sanctuary for me. Look at this environment, this water. And you can see in the afternoon the birds, you see the fishermen. It's exceptional, it's beautiful. So the treatments, if I say massage, I'm not giving Ayurveda the recognition that it should have. What I've enjoyed with Dhathri is the quality of the therapists. I went to 2 other centres before then. The first place just out of Bangalore seemed to cater for old American hippies who had somehow spent time in Vegas and then ended up in India again. And that wasn't for me, it was too noisy. The next place was quite a few travellers, and that didn't really appeal to me either. Here, normally when I'm here, there's only 4 bungalows. There are very few people, and the people I meet here are really interesting people. So mixed with this environment, with just a few people, really interesting, and with what I understand to be the very best in terms of therapeutic delivery, means that for me, Dhathri is a no-brainer. It's where I want to come. Yeah. So I first came in 2009, and now we're 2014. no, sorry, 2024. Of course, we've had COVID, so the last time I was here was just before COVID. I had 21 days here. On one of my, I think, 9 visits, I brought 2 of my sisters. So a question often for my friends is, what is it like? Would it be good for them? Would it work for them? And the answer is, I don't know. That in economics we talk about an experiential good, which is that you have to try it to know whether it works, whether it's good for you. Of my 2 sisters, my oldest sister, I think, built up the expectations very, very high. My younger sister had no expectations at all. So my younger sister had an incredible experience and really did well. My older sister struggled with the intangibility, with the idea that dropping oil on your middle eye might help to reconnect your brain to different parts of your body. That didn't really connect for her. It didn't connect for me the first few times. Now, absolutely it does. Yeah. So I, for 15 or 16 years, got addicted to adrenaline sports. So I was a competitive mountain biker, and if you compete as a mountain biker, you're really terrible to your body. And I damaged my body badly. I in particular damaged the 2 lower discs in my back. Then for 8 years I was living in Myanmar. I co-founded a university there. So to come from Yangon, Rangoon, down to Kochi was quite simple. So what I had experienced then was the ability to have Ayurveda relieve the stress that continuously was building up in my back, whether it was from the intensity of my work or whether it was from just the magnitude of all the adventure sport injuries that I'd had. I also did triathlons, and I ended up doing 3 Ironman triathlons. So you're really training 2.5, 3 hours a day for the last 3 months before a race. And that's really tough on your body. So I was very much using Ayurveda treatments as a way to rebalance my body. And in fact, that's why I'm here now, is to rebalance my body. So for many of us, maybe most of us in the Western world, suffer from a disconnect. And that is that the brain and the body are not connected. A very simple Latin quote, mens sane corpore sano. So a healthy mind and a healthy body. And that is really saying there is this constant connection. And we need to respect that we have to have wellness in our lives. We need to, in this incredibly fast-paced world where we are connected 24/7, we have to be able to step out. I couldn't imagine anything worse than 21 days in a silent retreat, or to sit in the lotus position for more than 5 minutes. That's not me. But to come to Dhathri for 21 days, and I don't know why it's 21 days, but it seems to work. I continue working. I'll still work online 2 or 3 hours every day. But I am able to set into a peacefulness here that I simply don't have in most other situations. So that attention to connecting helped me to connect my mind and my body becomes very important, and that is wellness. So just for a moment, let me explain that in fact I'm not here just for Ayurveda this time. I've come and had a major neurospinal surgery at a hospital in Cochin. So 2 disc implants are now held in place by titanium rods and 8 screws into 4 of the vertebrae. So 4 of my vertebrae are slowly fusing together. And I also had a laminectomy. So above those vertebrae, I had bone growth caused by a blood protein disease I have. So those 3 discs were also cleaned out, which took the aperture that had closed down to just 20%, took it back to 100%. Now that sounds fantastic, except the last 5 or 6 years, my legs have been living on just 20 or 30% of all the blood and nervous systems. So I need now to be able to reconnect my mind, my brain, to my legs. Because at the moment, there's all this nervous activity and all this blood rushing through my legs, and my legs are saying, what is this? We haven't seen this for 4 or 5, 6 years. So from the hospital, once I was discharged, I came back to Dhathri, and once I was ready, I've been receiving leg massages, neck, shoulders and upper spine massages. And again, the relief, I'm confident this is exponentially speeding up my recovery. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's easy. Obviously the environment is fantastic, but there's lots of amazing environments you can go to. What's important with Dhathri is a word that unfortunately is overused and abused, but it is Dhathri, and that is authenticity. So the therapists are well trained. They acutely understand what's going on with your body. So I want to give you an example that I think about 9 years ago, I'd been here for 8 or 9 days, and I was doing 21 days. And I woke one morning and my right arm was dead. I couldn't lift it. And I panicked and I checked. I thought, I've got to check my toes. Have I had a stroke? And I was a little bit worried, but my leg was working. I thought, okay, it's only my arm. So when I went into the therapy that morning, I said to Sanish, my arm, it's dead. I can't do anything with it. And I lifted it up and I said, look. And he looked across, he said, yes, Sir Neil. And then he turned away and he continued to prepare all the materials for the massage. And I thought he mustn't have understood me. So I said, Sanish, please, Sanish, my arm is dead. And he looked across again and he said, yes, Sir Neil. And then he carried on. Whoa, hold on. Hold on, this is serious, Sanish. My arm is dead. Neil, sir, we know. I said, what do you know? He said, we know arm is dead. I said, but how could you know before I walked in? Ah, Mr. Neil, you have had bang, bang. I said, what? You have had bang, bang. I said, bang, bang what? He said, bang, bang. And I reflected, and it was completely correct. 2 years earlier, I'd come off a back road. I was mountain biking. I was going too fast, came round, fell off and whacked that shoulder and ripped all the skin off the palm of my hand. And since then, that shoulder had been very painful. I said, actually, you're right, Sanish, you're correct. He said, yeah. And then, so what are you doing? He said, Neil, sir, we make bang, bang go away. I stood there and I thought, am I dreaming this? Is it real? And I said, what do you mean bang, bang go away? He said, bang, bang go away. He said, do you know the last few days we've been giving you special shoulder massages? I said, yeah, if I think about it, you have, yeah. Yeah. We do that to make bang, bang go away. We know you have bang, bang. So we make bang, bang go away. The next morning, and he said, tomorrow you'll be able to do this, you can do that, you can do all sorts of things. And true to his word, that's exactly what I was doing the next morning. So unbeknown to me, The skill of the Dhathri therapist is that they can see what's wrong with your body. They don't need to tell you, you have blah, 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 blah. They just get on and fix it. So they don't build up any expectations. They don't have you worried. They just do it. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. It works for some people. It doesn't always work for others. For me, it's the most remarkable ability to rejuvenate. And for me, Dhathri is the very best centre to do that.